Well, hello, my brothers and sisters. I come to you today after a long time, too long, of physically being apart from each other. And I'm here today to share with you the plan for the gradual reopening of our three churches here in Carbondale and Simpson. The parish of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, where I'm here today on First Friday, and of course St. Rose Parish, which includes St. Michael's and Simpson as a worship site. The emphasis really is on the word gradual, isn't it? Bishop Bambera reminds us all the time that coming back to Mass is not going to be like throwing a light switch on. And as you can imagine, the details and the many areas that we have to cover takes time and a lot of planning. So thankfully, our staff has been really working hard to prepare for you to come home. And they have been a tremendous help to me in coordinating all of the many details that we need to put in place. A couple of things about our reopening and some of the details that we want to share with you. First of all, it's important to know that our regular Mass schedule is not changing. In fact, the plan is that if all goes well with this rollout, and if there's no spikes in the virus in our county that would put us back to the red phase, our regular schedule of Masses and the places where they are scheduled to be celebrated will be fully in place by the end of July or early August at the latest. So that's important for us to realize that fact. The other issue is a sensitive one, and that is that many of our parishioners in our two parishes are elderly or have compromised health. And it really is important. I know that you want to come back to church and we want you back here with us, but you have to really think of yourself and others. The bishop has continued to suspend the obligation for Sunday Mass, and you don't have to worry about missing Mass as an obligation. And also, as we have been doing here in Carbondale, we have been asking you to watch the television Mass on CTV either every day or on Saturday and Sunday from the cathedral. So really, you don't want to compromise yourself and others. And it's really important that you and I keep focused on being healthy and safe, because it's going to take a long time for us really to be back up and running fully. So if you're elderly, have compromised health at any age, please stay home and be safe and follow the Mass on the television. Nothing would bring me more joy than seeing you. It's kind of strange celebrating Mass in an empty church every day, and we haven't been together for a while. And also, I'm leaving soon. I probably won't see a lot of you. But again, your safety and your health are the most important thing. And we have to make sure that we're looking out for each other. That's a key aspect of our coming together. One of the things that you're going to see with all the signs that are going to go up in our churches is that you are not going to be permitted to enter the church unless you wear a mask. This is not a matter of rights. This is not a matter of, oh, this is terrible. In fact, if you don't wear a mask, you should go to confession and ask God to forgive you for being selfish. Wearing a mask is basically taking care of your neighbor. That's the key aspect of our faith. So don't be selfish, and it will be me that tells you to leave the church if you come in without a mask. And please do not make any trouble, because this is a CDC guideline and the bishop is going to back us up. So please be cooperative and considerate. Now to our schedule of reopening. We are permitted to start offering Mass as of June 8th. But we will be taking that time between June 8th to June 13th to continue to prepare our churches for your arrival. We have three churches and an awful lot to do besides the cleaning that has been done in these last couple of months. On Sunday, June 14th, the Feast of Corpus Christi, we will process with the Blessed Sacrament from St. Rose to the Carbondale Nursing Home, We will bless the nursing home and pray for all the residents, especially the ones from our 2 parishes here, and then we'll proceed here up to Mount Carmel with the statue of Our Lady of Mount Carmel here out in the lawn, and we will pray the rosary and ask Our Lady to watch over us as we go through this gradual reopening. We put the opening on her mantle. The reason why we're doing this is that, like Jesus, we have to first go to the suffering. The epicenter of suffering in our town from the coronavirus has been the Carbondale Nursing Home. Plus, the staff from the nursing home have been extraordinary in caring for our parishioners and have gone well beyond to make sure that they're taken care of spiritually. So we will come to the nursing home parking lot, we'll stay in our cars, and we'll bless the people that are living there and also working there and their families. And also, if any of you families have had members who had died in the nursing home in the last couple months, come with us for this special prayer. Now, the week after, the week of June 15th, the churches will be opened for funerals and memorial masses only. Only for those masses, all 3 churches. Again, who are the priority? I was able to have the funeral of my father a couple years ago, right? But how many of our people have not been able to have a funeral mass for their loved ones or a memorial mass because of the pandemic? So again, that first week of being open is only for them. My brothers and sisters, we lost quite a few people from our parishes to the coronavirus. And many of them could not be with their family members when they died. So we need to make it our priority that our first week of being open can give them the opportunity to gather in some form to pray and to celebrate the life of their loved one. Now, we will officially open for Sunday Masses on Father's Day weekend, the weekend of June 20 and 21. The first Mass will be at St. Rose at 4 o'clock with a maximum of 100 people. And the next day, Mass will be here at Mount Carmel at 9 a.m. with a maximum of 50 people. And then the next day, starting on Monday and going Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will begin to have daily Mass up at St. Michael's, and that will just be for 3 days a week for a couple of weeks to see how that goes. And then that will also allow St. Rose and Mount Carmel to have some time for the places to be prepared for funerals and memorial masses during the week. We will gradually open the Adoration Chapel here at Mount Carmel, and then the week after we will gradually add another Sunday Mass, and then the week after that we will add the second Vigil Mass, which will be here at Mount Carmel, and then we will go into the weekday Masses of having Monday, Wednesday, and Friday up at St. Michael's, and then Tuesday and Thursdays here at Mount Carmel. So again, by the end of July, barring any problems with the virus, and if we have enough volunteers, that's the big thing, we'll be able to have a pretty much full schedule of Masses, and our people will be able to celebrate the sacraments in a way that really accommodates everybody. So the guide that you're going to see in the bulletin or receive in the mail, or that you can pick up from the rectory starting next week, it's a schedule for June and July and the first week of August. Unfortunately, we can't afford to mail this schedule to everybody because we just don't have the money for it. But it will be in the bulletin in sections, and as I said before, the booklet will be available for you. And again, we will take our time, and it will be done in a way that allows everyone to come back gradually. So again, our focus is on coming together to make sure that we can return safely. This pandemic has changed our lives, hasn't it? It's changed our world. And we're going to be feeling the effects of this for years to come. So these are small steps, and little by little, we'll be up and running. My goal and my focus will be to make sure that our churches are completely ready and up and running with hopefully a few kinks worked out, so our new pastor will be able to arrive here and not worry about how to prepare for the opening of our churches. So that's our goal, and I think we can reach that goal with your help. We have given the schedule and talked about it as a parish staff. This past week we did have a meeting on Zoom with the Joint Parish Council, and they had some very good suggestions and helped us to make some adjustments to help us to make more progress. So again, this information will be available in the bulletin, and we'll do our best to get the booklet of the schedule of every day for the next 2 months, the June and July calendar, and the guidelines to you the best we can. And again, we just ask your cooperation and your patience, and again, your suggestions, because it's going to be signs and rope and horses and cones and arrows, and it's going to be quite a scene for us to deal with. So lastly, my brothers and sisters, cooperation is key. We need a lot of volunteers, and please tell us honestly when we call you. If you do not feel comfortable to help out in any way, don't worry about it, but we do need some volunteers if you're able. We need a lot of patience. We need a lot of charity. Okay, and then next week we will give you some information on the reservation system for Mass. It will be very simple, but again, this is the beauty of having 3 churches. We have room for everybody, but it won't be exactly right away. So it will just take us some time to roll this out as best we can. So God bless you. Happy First Friday. May God bring peace to our land. May He bring justice and peace to all those who feel that they are being mistreated. May the Lord continue to watch over the many families of our parishes who are suffering from the effects of the virus. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.